Hey guys, I want to talk to you about why Gibson can't win. Gibson can't win. You know why? Everybody is saying the same thing about Gibson. They're saying, "Oh, you're using the same old designs from 50 years ago." That's what everybody's saying, right? Okay, and then they do something like they make the robo tuners, and everybody complains about them. The robo tuners, it's like at least that's a new idea. It's like when they do try to do something new, people bitch and whine and complain, just like they did when they did the robo tuners, and then they did that weird looking flying V that looks like Star Trek. Now, if it wasn't so expensive, maybe more people would buy it. But it seems like Gibson really can't win because when they do something new, people complain about it. When they do something like make reissues, people still complain. It's like the same people that are complaining about them not doing anything new are bitching about the robo tuners. Now, I never personally tried the robo tuners, but at least it was like a futuristic idea. It's like no one's ever tried that before, okay? So people, it's like Gibson can't win. It's like no matter what they do. And I'm not a Gibson fanboy. I'm a Fender guy. I like Fenders, but I do like Gibsons a little bit. I mean, for a guy that doesn't like Gibsons, I do own, quite a few Gibsons, but they're all the old ones, old vintage ones. And people say this about everything. Every few years, they're always echo chambering shit. Like the Gibsons I have are from the 70s and the early 80s. And they're like, oh, those are Norland era Gibsons. Those aren't any good. And I'm like, bullshit. It's like they're great. It's like people just hear something and they repeat it. And they repeat it. Like they said it about the Norland era Gibsons. And maybe they weren't as good as the ones from the 60s. I don't know because I've never owned one from the 60s. But people just hear something and they repeat it. Everybody loves hating on Gibson, and I'm not a Gibson fanboy, but I think I don't understand. I don't think there's any way that Gibson can win, you know. And of course, I like the Gibsons too, but I mean, it's kind of tacky that I have them, but Gibson can't win. They really can't win. I will say the one thing I didn't like about Gibson were those really cheap ass Firebird guitars that they made. There was like $400, but they were American made, and they're like $400. I thought that they were kind of junky, but what do you expect for something that's made in the United States? I mean, the cost of labor is a lot higher than it is in China. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents, but I mean, it's like Gibson can't win with some people. I'm sick and tired of hearing people criticize Gibson when they do something new, and then they criticize them when they do something like re-release stuff or use the same designs. But Gibson can't win. I have a feeling that the only way they can survive is if they start making their shit in China, just so maybe people will stop complaining. But that's just my 2 cents. Thanks for watching.